Something that has really helped my work, my painting and drawing, is that I learned a long time ago, actually when I was really little. I always loved to play doctor, pretend, hospital. But that interest led me toward, at a certain point in my life, I learned a lot about anatomy and our living bodies and tissue and how it works and what touch does. And so when I paint, I do often go to the place where I also go to when I do body work with people or healing work. And and it's very interesting because painting, it's not like I'm starting off with an already formed body, but my touch is very similar to how I paint. So I paint, and it's something that's not an already formed body, but the touch has the same kind of intelligence in it that I have when I'm touching a body. The body's already got its own system in it, so it makes it easy. It's very easy to work with a form that it already has its own system written inside of it. And in painting, it's like you're calling in the form in relationship to your own, experience and senses and so on. It's just sort of different fields. But the similarity is how you enter into relationship with it. And in painting, it's an act of getting very small and focused. So I start seeing, as I do when I do body work, as I start seeing the cells, I see that the interaction between my hand and the paper is an alive interaction, and that I can change things with the materials. And just like when you're touching a body, the body knows and senses that there's something else there working with it. It knows it. Energy knows itself. So I hope that helps a little bit. The question often comes up of how do you know when a painting is done or when your painting is finished? And what I notice is that it is a physical sense, a sense of relationship with what I'm working with on the wall. And I have a physical relationship with this wall, this thing, this piece of paper. And there's stuff going on and an event taking place. And the materials I use are all around me, and they're all set up, I put as much stuff around me as I can hand before I start. And I don't at all plan what I know I'm going to need next. I just have to have a lot of different things available. And most often I notice that I choose charcoal and a wax, a cold wax, graphite, and oils. And I will mostly use rags, hands, sometimes brushes, and also soft pencils. And it's almost as if I'm sculpting while I'm working too. There's definitely a sense of three-dimension. My body relates to on the wall like it would be if I were making bas-relief or a pot or something. And so when it's done, there's a sense of doneness. There's a sense of completion in my physical body. It's lower down in my body than high up in my head. The head part comes later. If I go into my head before that, it sort of ruins my connection with my informant. I sort of live with an inner informant. The experience I'm having has to be interesting to me, because it's interesting because it has dimension to it. It's something I can travel into. It's not interesting to me if I can't open it up. It has to be able to be opened, and even if it can't be opened up in a certain way, that's a piece of interest. Why is that? but I don't usually go there when I'm painting. If I can't open up something, I just take my pencil and I just start banging on the paper. And then I'll throw some turpentine on it and rub it with a rag, and then it opens up. So it's very literal. I think my paintings are very literal. And the other part of it is gratitude. When I finish, I have to be very grateful. I do. I'm grateful. And I can't believe it. I want to talk about how I experience painting, how I experience my pictures. I'm choosing to use the painting that I did called Margaret's Driveway. In Margaret's Driveway, I started going to visit Margaret on the paper. As I made marks, the reality that I was experiencing recorded itself on the paper. The up-closeness of this experience causes the life of it to come out. Just like when I look close at a blade of grass or a clover flower and pick the flower to feed Wheatley, our rabbit, I am in the flower when I find it and I pull it from the stem, and I imagine Wheatley loving smelling it and chewing it, and how the juice from the flower gets absorbed by Wheatley's tongue, and for the flower itself to become Wheatley's body. This is how I paint. The paint is like the clover, the paint is like Wheatley, and the paint is the driveway into the woods. While I'm walking up Margie's driveway, I can feel the dirt on my bare feet. I'm more concerned with the sense of night now, and the darkness coming on, that I won't be able to see clearly what's in front of me or off to the side. I'll have to depend on my memory and senses, even though I'm staring into the growing darkness. I think I hear something big or some breath besides my own. Then I feel small. I begin to feel fear. And now I'm working on not feeling my fear. I'm working on not to have fear. I bring heat and strength up from the cooling ground. I am no longer concerned with stubbing my toe or stepping in a puddle or on a picker. I want to get through this part of the forest and get to Margaret's. I feel the heat of my determination and the coolness and darkness of the woods all around me. Now, the trees are losing their individuality. They're becoming a rich black sense of unknowingness, unknowing what's ahead of me. I keep walking. I feel very small. I can't afford to let the dark things, which I'm beginning to see, take me over. I kind of am sweating, but I have to get where I'm going. So the frogs are singing and talking from the puddles. I focus on that. There's no moonlight tonight. I have to make this friendly thing happen. I have to make the warmth protect me and make me emanate bigness and confidence. I can do it for a short period of time, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, until I reach the chalet. Usually when I'm in a painting, it's an event. And if it isn't an event, it has to become an event. And then when the event is over, then the painting is over.